It isn't hard to see the recent changes in downtown Baltimore. There's the revamped CFG Bank Arena. Now, two new digital billboards adorn buildings on Charles and Lombard Streets, and more are on the way.
Billboards were something that were needed for a number of reasons, not only the vibrancy, not only our ability to showcase, but for our property owners, it created an opportunity to go and create a revenue opportunity outside of their walls.
You can't talk about the future of downtown Baltimore without addressing some of the lingering questions. What should the reimagined Harbor Place look like to best benefit visitors and residents? Plus, should Baltimore still be on the hook to help the embattled Hilton Hotel at the Inner Harbor even as it continues to lose money?
Let's go O's! Let's go O's!
And with the Orioles taking Birdland by storm, will the state reach a deal to lock in the team's lease at Camden Yards? We had Jeff and Brad on today, and they're sort of talking about the work that they're doing with the cameras. And it's sort of like the guy that you had over on the other side who did the Edison light bulbs. I mean, it's taking innovation to sort of address some municipal problems, yeah?
Yeah, it's great to have community leaders like Jeff Dewberry, Rich Badmington, Brad O'Brien, who are really working hard to help keep our community safe and really leading the way. And it makes it easy for folks like myself and Senate President Ferguson, Delegate Clippinger, Lewis Edelson, our sheriff, our state's attorney, to be able to support those efforts. So really just grateful for the work they do every day for our community, and happy to, weigh in and support those efforts and help push them forward.
What, describe the level of frustration right now, do you think, for residents? I mean, listen, these two say we're here for Baltimore for good, and so we're going to do whatever we can to maintain our neighborhood. But I'm guessing there's some frustration that goes along with that.
Absolutely. We're zeroing in on 10,000 car thefts this year. I think there's a lot of frustration in the community throughout neighborhoods across Baltimore City with the mayor and the administration's lack of action in addressing this issue. So I think what you're seeing is more and more of community members really stepping up.
If you had the power to change some things, especially when it comes to consequences, what do you think has to change to make this unattractive to a kid to steal a car or to be a repeat offender, or for the other kid who sits next to him in school and says, well, he did it and he's back in school today, so why not give it a shot?
Yeah, there's no panacea answer here, but there's a number of things that need to happen, and they start with executive branch agencies working together, BPD and Department of Juvenile Services. I'm certain there's going to be some tweaks to existing legislation that need to occur during this General Assembly session. And I'm thankful that we have great state representatives who really listen to the community and are taking a really deep look at the laws on the books and how they can be tweaked to help make our communities safer.
Two more things in your district now, and I'll let you go here. One is this: about 5 or 10 years from now, what's Camden Yards going to look like? A lot of people have eyes on John Angelos right now, and it's sort of up in the air. What happens next? Do we have a parking lot, or do we have a budding metropolis around two stadiums?
Well, I'm hopeful we'll have a winning baseball team.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's still a lot of information that needs to come out in terms of what the plans are there. I would categorize them as conceptual at this point, but looking forward to being a part of that process and engaging with the community.
And speaking of conceptual, Dave Bramble put out a plan that I think is pretty ambitious and change, as we know. I mean, you're a New York guy, but you've been in Baltimore long enough. Change in Baltimore is pretty tough. So to see the pavilions go away and skyscrapers or just tall buildings come next, a lot of opinions out there. What are you hearing right now, and what stage of this process are we in?
So hearing a lot of feedback right now, some of it positive, negative, in the middle. I'm really excited about the opportunity to revitalize the Inner Harbor and Harbor Place. I think Mr. Bramble and the project team have really put forward an ambitious plan that is doable and really brings vibrancy to the Inner Harbor. We're talking about an increase of nearly 5 acres in park space. We're talking about better sight lines to the harbor, making it more inclusive, highlighting local retail in the Inner Harbor, kind of the best of what Baltimore has to offer. So I'm really excited about this opportunity. I'm very grateful to the project team for doing the hard work of community engagement and really listening to what the community was looking for in this revitalization effort. And I would just encourage everyone to continue to stay engaged, share your feedback as we go through this process.
Yeah, and I guess that's my question. Is there still room for people and for the developers to get together and say, listen, I just don't think this will work. Can we try something different?
Yeah, I think there's going to be continued opportunity for community engagement. We'll be going to the Planning Commission on December 21st. We're not going to be voting on the bills until February of 2024. So we want people to stay engaged. We want folks to share that feedback. A lot of what you see in the plan are ideas that came from members of our community throughout the city. So I think those ideas and that input has really made this a more vibrant project. So we just want folks to continue to stay engaged.
Great. Councilman, thank you. I appreciate the time.